Welcome to Kunstschock. Today we are talking about a special field of German ceramics. You know that there were the big players like Scheurig, Jasper, Bay and many others. What they have in common is that they were industrially produced ceramics. I told in another video that Scheurig was very popular, so popular that you could say almost every German household had at least one piece of Scheurig ceramics in their home. There was something in the shelves. But today we are talking about something else. Germans call it Studiokeramik. Studiokeramics in English. It's not very different. And it's something else from the industrial produced ceramics because it was made by an artist. It was made in a studio, in an artist studio, and those pieces are, well, oftentimes valued way higher than the industrial produced ceramics, and they are often less functional. I'll demonstrate. First, we have a beautiful vase by Scheurig in a clayish orange. It's beautiful, and it would be my first choice if I wanted to put a few flowers in there. It's high enough, it's wide enough, it's perfect like for this flowers. And here we have one example of Studiokeramik. Now look at this. A lot is going on. A few holes poked in there, and you have to put each flower into each hole, and the flowers can be too high, they can be too bushy, and you got a lot of work with this. But it's beautiful, it's a piece of art, it's not something made entirely to be functional. It's both. You kind of compromise. And today we are talking about this vase, and I'll come to it in a second. This is a vase made by Albert Kiessling. Why do I know this? Yeah. As always, we start with the base of the vase, with the bottom. We take a look and we see a banner and we see something written in here. Well, it's kind of inscripted in the clay. The inscripted word is handgedreht. Okay. Handgedreht is a German word to tell you that it was twisted by hand, so this vase is handmade. And then we look at the banner. And the banner says Langenhessen and Kiessling. Okay, for Germans it's a little bit easier than for people who don't speak German. Langenhessen it sounds like it's a, town, village, something. Maybe a plot of land or something. But you have a direction in which you can go. And then we have Kiessling. And that's a name, that's the last name of Albert Kiessling. So we check out our books, we do our research, we find out that this is a piece of art by Albert Kiessling. And that's great, because now we know a lot about Albert Kiessling. And before I start talking about him, let's talk about those inscriptions you find on Studiokeramik, because me and everybody else I know who loves ceramics has got their problems with those inscriptions, because you really can't read them well. They are signatures, they are symbols, they are initials, and with the signatures you can barely read them. After 50, 60, 70 years, it's quite hard. The initials are impossible to read because sometimes they are just kind of symbols, like lines running up and down, and when you try to find out who made those lines, there are at least 5 different artists who also use lines, and then you researching how the lines should align and where is another line, and it's a lot of work. So why did they do this? Why did the artist use their signatures like that? Because they knew that we would come along, and they really wanted you to look at channel, obviously, isn't it? So, back to this vase. It was made in Langenhessen, Zwickau, and Zwickau was, well, the town still exists, but it was part of the GDR, the German Democratic Republic, and they also had German pottery. It was not West German pottery, but it was quite the same. Well, they went in the same direction at the same time, so it's very interesting. And Albert Kiessling started producing ceramics in 1954, so right after the war. In 1953 or 54, he made his Meister. Meister is a German word for master craftsman certificate. You need this when you want to be, if you want to do trades, if you want to be a tradesman, if you want to show people your certificate and say, well, I studied this, I'm good at this, and it's still very important in Germany to have when you are doing things with your hands. Before his Meister, Albert studied mechanical and ceramics in engineering. So at the end of his learning process, he was really a pro in everything considering ceramics. He was quite famous for his coatings, because there were 3 types which he was famous for. First, he made the coatings look like skins from the reptiles. Also, he made crystal glazes, sorry, and he made ceramics out of yellowish clay. And this is a representation of the latter one. This is a beautiful vase in a yellowish clay. And when I touch this vase, and it's quite an important part for me when considering the what I think about the vase, is how it feels. And this one feels right, really, really quite right in your hands. It's small enough. You feel little dimples. It's brilliant. You just want to hold it in your hands. You will kind of want to juggle with it. I wouldn't recommend it, and I can juggle. So it lays in your hands like it belongs there. And even if it stands in your shelf, from time to time you just want to touch a beautiful vase and hold it because it's a piece of art. And this one is, well, it's also not very practical, because you have such a tiny opening on the top. So 1, 2, at top, 3 flowers in there. It's a piece of art. It's not a vase. Well, a combination, but first, it's art. So, I hope you learned something. Thank you for watching. Please follow us, like, comment, and we need you, because we want to publish a video every week. Support us. Thank you very much.